The Bendy Chapter 5 reveal trailer has been released by theMeatly, giving us some tantalising glimpses at the final chapter in the Ink Machine saga, and I'm going to analyse the heck out of it. I'm Welshie, welcome to Theory Pop. The trailer begins with Joey's voice recording from the Path of the Demon in Chapter 3.
I believe there's something special in alms. Belief can make you rich. Belief can make you powerful. Why, with enough belief, you can even cheat death itself.
I think this really was Joey's goal all along, finding a way to cheat death, of becoming essentially immortal, and using the ink machine to do it. As the owner of the studio, Joey could create a legacy in the form of his cartoons, something that would endure long after he's gone. But Joey also talks about being rich and powerful. He doesn't want to live on through an enduring legacy, he wanted to cheat death and reap the rewards of his animation empire. During Joey's recording, we see images of text scrawled in ink. What am I? And not monsters, along with dozens of handprints on the walls. These messages were written by the Lost Ones, the workers at Joey Drew's studio that became ink creatures. These messages suggest that Joey had attempted to strip away the individuality and identity of the Lost Ones, leaving them in a state of being where they don't know who they are and, maybe even worse, even what they are. The sign, not monsters, is for their own benefit, a reminder and an answer to the question of what they are. They are not monsters, they are unfortunate souls who had a cruel fate thrust upon them. We next see a vessel of some sort floating in a tunnel of ink. This will likely be a form of transport we'll take during the game, either as a form of fast travel from one section of the studio to another, or this may act as an on-rail section where we must defend the boat as it floats along the river of ink. What's interesting here is that this shot reveals just how far beneath the ground we've travelled. Throughout the game's chapters, Henry has been proceeding further and further down, deeper into the studio, but here in this tunnel we can see indications that we're deeper into the earth, as shown by these stalagmites and stalactites. This tunnel is likely an unfinished section of the studio. They didn't complete the work removing the natural rock and mineral formations before the whole ink machine situation went down. Next we see Charlie from the Butcher Gang, standing in a tiled hallway. This is probably one of the cleanest halls we've seen in the series so far, as there's no spilled ink anywhere in sight. The doors all have blinds on the windows, all closed, and what look to be mail slots just under the window. This actually leads me to believe that this area was the employee accommodation for Bendyland, a staff dormitory of some type. Well, that or the Bendyland Hotel, but hotel rooms don't usually have mail slots like this, so a dormitory is more likely. At the end of the hall behind Charlie, a shadow moves across the wall. This looks like a moving creature is casting this shadow, and we have a hint as to their identity. There appears to be a long, slender shape attached to the shadow, leaving a slight gap in the silhouette. This looks similar to the wires that hang from the projectionist's head and body, so we may see the return of this character in Chapter 5. The scene changes to a room, showing the ink demon standing in a brightly lit doorway, looking around as though searching for something. This may suggest we will have further interaction with the ink demon, similar to Chapter 3, where Henry may have to flee and hide from him. However, unlike in Chapter 3, there are no inky shadows cast along the walls, despite the camera being near to the ink demon. It may be that we will have to keep a sharper lookout for him without this additional visual aid to warn us of his presence. Next we hear Alice and Angel.
Looks like we're in for a fight. Here they come!
This is followed by the Angel fighting searchers and being attacked by the Lost Ones. The Lost Ones until now have been benign, sympathetic characters, so why this sudden change in having them attack Allison? The Lost Ones have some grudge against the Alice Angel character, going back to the Chapter 4 graffiti, No Angels. Did the Lost Ones fight against Alice Angel and now associate Allison with her? Or are they being manipulated by the ink demon? Either way, I think this could be a hint at a horde-style battle, where we, along with Alice and Angel, have to battle progressive waves of creatures to defend an objective or character. Interestingly, the Boris that was with Allison at the end of Chapter 4 is not shown in this fight, so this could suggest that Boris is doing something else and we may have to defend him. The ceiling looks to be either rock or mud, which may confirm the conclusion drawn from the stalagmites and stalactites from the earlier tunnel section. Henry has moved deeper into the studio and into Bendyland, to a section that had been expanded but not yet completed, and is deeper underground. The fight cuts to black with Allison calling Henry's name. Henry! This may suggest Henry either getting separated from Allison during the fight, or it's a warning to Henry as something is about to happen. Then we hear that familiar whistle tune at the end of the trailer, along with the release date. Worth noting here is that the Steam, Xbox One and PS4 versions of Bendy will all release at the same time, but the Switch edition is noted as coming soon, so will likely release at a later date. There's quite a lot to unpack from the trailer, but there was another bit of news announced on Twitter after the trailer was unveiled, and it was fantastic. Anyone that owns chapters 2 to 4 on Steam will get chapter 5 for free when it launches on October 26th. That's an incredibly generous and frankly lovely way to celebrate the success the series has seen, and will likely entice entirely new players to try the game. I absolutely can't wait for chapter 5, and with it releasing in October, I think I'm all set for a Halloween gaming marathon and the final chapter in the Ink Machine story. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this analysis of the Bendy chapter 5 trailer. Are you looking forward to the final part of the Bendy story? Let me know in the comments section. If you'd like to watch another video, click the shiny box over on the left, or click my face up above to subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.